All right, we're back. It feels like it's been so long, but it really has only been probably less than a week since our last Best Ball Mania football draft. We've been putting out a little less videos lately because we've been focusing on our ranking videos as well as just been hitting these Best Ball Mania drafts while we're waiting for more puppy drafts to come back. When the puppy drafts come back, we will be trying to do daily again unless it is a day that we're editing or working on a ranking video. Now, if you haven't caught the last ranking video or the first ranking video, it was a quarterback ranking video for 2022. Um, and that was the first one we've done ever. So there's definitely some wrinkles we want to iron out there, but go check it out and at least check out the rankings. We spent a lot of time preparing that video. And one of the things we want to work on is that video ended up being an hour long. I get caught up in talking about each player and worrying about getting my opinion out on each player that I ended up spending like 2 minutes on every quarterback, and we did all 32. So we have to watch that a little bit and try to cut that down as much as possible. I'm trying to shoot for maybe a 25-minute, 30-minute max with this tight end video. So we'll probably narrow it down, and we're getting into the positions that don't have one player at that spot. Like quarterback, you're not doing a committee there, but every other position, some teams have multiple tight ends, wide receivers, running backs that they go to. So we're going to cut it down to maybe the top 12 or top 24, depending on position, just being that there's 12 teams in each league. So that will at least give you solid players to look at when you're in your draft. But saying I'm excited to get back into a fantasy Best Ball Mania Underdog fantasy draft is an understatement. I'm super excited. And it looks like we got the number one overall pick here, so that's pretty cool too. Not my favorite position, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. A lot of news has happened since we have streamed, with Julio Jones going to the Buccaneers. We have Ramondre Stevenson. We have Ramondre Stevenson spotted playing with the first team. So it looks, I mean, it's the first day of training camp, but it looks like Ramondre Stevenson might be working his way over Damian Harris on the depth chart. What else we got? We got Christian Watson going to miss some time. Oh, you did just miss it. We just got into it. What's going on, man? What else? What other news do we have? We have some other news as well. Michael Thomas is back. Looks like Chris Godwin is trending in the right direction. Which makes Russell Gage so much less exciting. And I don't think that the ADPs have worked themselves out yet. Like, I think you'll still see Russell Gage a lot higher than he should be with the Julio Jones sign-in. I think you'll see, Russell Gage is still in the same spot pretty much. Michael Thomas hasn't moved. Julio Jones, you can still get at a really good value. And I'm sure more of these will shake out as we go. But it looks like Davante Adams goes at the 4th overall pick. Wow. Caleb Gorilla coming into the stream early says you should wait like 10 minutes before entering. It sounds like he was trying to get into this draft. Do another one after. I would love the criticism from you. You might be able to convince me of that because we haven't done a draft in a while, so I could be interested. And that's a good idea to wait a little bit. Now, the reason I don't is because obviously we're at a state where we don't get a whole lot of views quite yet. So if I waited 10 minutes, the majority of the time we would be waiting by ourselves in here. But that's a good suggestion now that we're actually getting a little bit of traction on the channel. But we might be able to get into one after this. I've never seen Davante Adams go at 4th overall, which pushes Stephon Diggs down the board quite a bit. So this guy's feeling pretty good. We always do a little analysis of the lobby, and it looks like we have 2 experience badges right ahead of us, which is not ideal. If you have some experienced players in your draft, it is nice if they're on the opposite side, because in the time between you and them, you can get some value falling to you. So when they're sandwiching, right around our turn, they might eat up some of the value, but at the same time, some of the most experienced people, especially in these best ball mania drafts, will do. They've done so many drafts that they honestly have picked every team that they like and get bored and just start picking wild. So it's not a lock that people with experience badges are going to outdraft you. DeAndre Swift goes at 10. That's a little odd. Who's getting pushed down for that? I guess it would be Travis Kelsey. I guess it's really just Travis Kelsey. Mike Evans is a lot less interesting to me now, unfortunately, because I think that Chris Godwin will probably come back week 4, if I had to guess. Maybe he gets put on the pup list and he comes back week 5. But with him coming back relatively early when you're considering a best ball mania draft that goes all the way until week 17, by the end of the season, it's going to be Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, and Julio Jones now, all splitting targets. Which obviously with Tom Brady, he does distribute the ball quite nicely, and Mike Evans will obviously be relevant throughout the entire season, but he's not as exciting as he used to be. Oh, some other news. I'm embarrassed to. I'm embarrassed to admit this, and it's really, this is so minor in the grand scheme of things. But some other large-ish news is John Mechie got diagnosed with leukemia, I believe. Apparently, it's a very treatable type of leukemia, but he did get diagnosed with leukemia, and he's going to miss the entire season. And I don't want to do this, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the content. Obviously, prayers up for John Mechie. This is embarrassing, though. And this is the exact opposite of another one of our early subscribers, Chris. He's been on the Nico Collins train for quite a while. I was a big fan of John Mechie. He was going to miss some time, but I was liking him. Look at this. My most drafted player was John Mechie. $123 in fees, 20% drafted, gone. Christian Watson, he'll miss a little bit of time in training camp, but I'm not worried about that. I haven't looked at this in a while, actually. Julio Jones, that's feeling really good right about now. A lot of these guys that I draft a lot are just value players. OBJ, not the best. Will Fuller, still love that. Josh Jacobs, still love that. Christian Watson, Michael Gallup, Lamar, Tunyon. I love all these. Kareem Hunt, Julio. But yeah, that John Mechie is rough. Devontae Parker. I like Devontae Parker too. I think you can get What's my exposure? Oh, hold up. Almost missed that one. All right, we're on the clock. No real value fell to us. Debo fell to 22. Alvin Kamara goes to 21, and we have no value. Oh, this hurts. Let's go Tyreek. We're going to go Tyreek, and we'll probably double. Do we want to double tap the wide receiver position? It looks like running backs are getting eaten up. Running backs are getting really pushed up the board. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try to do. Nah, we'll go Nick Chubb. I really just don't love. I don't love T. Higgins as a pick. I mean, I love him as a player, but I just don't love him as a pick in the second round. I think it's a little too early for a wide receiver 2 on the Bengals. I know the Bengals are probably the best passing team in the entire league, but I have a hard time going with T. Higgins that early. And like the range that I like taking T. Higgins is right around this 28-29 range. That's where I feel comfortable. This guy's got to be feeling really good with Cooper Kupp and Debo falling to him at 22. Josh Allen was a bit of a reach. I don't know. This guy, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this guy is an experience badge, but he drafted Devontae at 4, Alvin Kamara at 21, and DJ Moore at 28. Alvin Kamara, I mean, I guess, you could have picked him here, though. I don't really understand this guy's strategy, to be quite honest with you. But Yeah, this is a really weird draft board. Um, but real quick, we're gonna go look at. I think I have a pretty decent exposure to Devontae Parker because I like the I have 13%. I like the range he goes in. That's why I like Devontae. His ADP is 141, and he's going to be a wide receiver one on the Patriots with a Bill Belichick backed offense or just team in general. I guess he's not an offensive mind, but um, I also heard that Mac Jones is looking really good in training camp. So, and we got a report 3 hours ago displays red zone skills at practice. I think Devontae is a potential league winner when he's going at the 141 overall. Wait, why you say that, Killa? If you guys can't see the chat, Killa is saying he can't believe that Nick Chubb goes at the 2-3 turn and that he understands why I don't wait. I don't even understand why, so enlighten me. Enlighten me, please. But yeah, the thing about Nick Chubb is he has zero involvement in the passing game. So that's the only reason he's falling this far. Otherwise, he'd honestly probably be a Jonathan Taylor-like player. I think they're very similar in their physique and skill sets, other than the receiving game. I think that if Deshaun Watson doesn't miss time, Nick Chubb, his value goes back up a little bit because that will provide more red zone opportunities for him. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, running back room start. I'm not going to complain. I will not complain. Yeah, Zeke is going early. I'm still waiting on you filling me in on why you're saying I don't wait. You're not getting sniped on picks, and you get these crazy guys taking at dude. And like honestly, this is the craziest. This is the first time I've seen this. I usually don't get too wild of draft rooms. Although I will say I've gotten a draft room where Kirk Cousins was taken at the 29th pick overall. I have gotten some weird ones, and this is definitely one of the more weird ones. But that's the thing though. I would be interested to kind of wait and as we get more viewers, I would be interested in getting a viewer only lobby just to see how my previous videos and takes shake out in a draft room full of people that watch me. So I will be looking to do that here coming soon. So I'll make that pretty clear when we're going to try and do that. Maybe we do a private lobby just for fun with the subscribers. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is crazy. Let's just count all the picks that have been out of pocket. Devontae Adams starts us off. DeAndre Swift next. Who else? Javonte, that's super early for Devontae. Alvin Kamara, super early. Josh Allen's pretty early. Keenan, Mike, all normal. James Conner, early-ish. Zeke, early. Justin Herbert, very early. Yeah, this is weird. Patrick Mahomes, early. So it looks like this lobby's valuing quarterbacks quite a bit, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Gabe Davis falling to us. Can't wait to pass on that. We're at pick 48 overall. What team are we looking at? We're definitely trying to go wide receivers right here. Lamar is sitting there looking at us, but I think I'm going to have to pass. Earlier in the drafts, I was double tapping Lamar and Rashad Bateman at the I can't even take Lamar because he got taken in the 4th round. This lobby is going very, very quarterback heavy, and I think what we're gonna do right here is double tap the wide receiver. Although I am debating going Darren Waller here. We'll go Judy because we know we want him, so we're gonna take him. I'm between Brandon Cooks and Darren Waller right now, though. Russell Wilson's at 77. We could reach on him at 73. Allen Robinson and Brandon Cook. Let's go Darren Waller. We don't have a whole lot of exposure to Darren Waller, so I'm okay with grabbing him here. I think he's in a great position to be heavily targeted. this upcoming season, and it will set us up for a potential Derek Carr. The quarterbacks we're looking at right now, because obviously we're looking to punt quarterback a little bit. I'm not rushing to get into it right now with these quarterbacks getting pushed up the board. We see every quarterback that's gone so far has gone early, which probably is a reason to go quarterback sooner rather than later. But I don't really want to get into the chasing game a whole lot. Oh my god, I might have to though. But then again, like I wouldn't mind grabbing 3 quarterbacks and just stacking up on all the values that get shaken out to us, because this lobby is looking ridiculous. Like it's not even just one player; the whole lobby is wiling out, wiling out. So we're gonna look for the values, and honestly, this is gonna be one of those drafts where we let the rest of the lobby decide our picks for us. We're gonna keep taking values. Obviously, we're gonna build a structure that we're comfortable with as far as position position percentages goes, but yeah, quarterbacks still continue to get pushed up. So all right, let's look at this. Oops. Let's look at this. We are looking at Russell Wilson. We're looking at, which I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't want to reach at 73 on Russell Wilson. Although if if Joe Burrow isn't still there, we might have to take Russell Wilson. Derek Carr, let's see if we can get him at 107. He's not in our range. Oh man. Tua, not in our range. Okay, this is just weird. Who is in our range? That's a better question. Burrow, maybe. Okay, so like maybe Higgins was a good pick back then, but kind of already talked about why I'm not a fan. Matt Stafford is in our range. Yeah, we might. So I don't like the way the quarterbacks are shaking out. So what we might do is we might just keep punting quarterback and go 3 quarterback build. We don't have to go 3 tight end build since we went with Darren Waller early. So that will put us in a position to go 3 quarterbacks if we want to, which I would be okay with. And if we're going to plan on doing that, then there's going to be certain players that we're going to target. We're going to target some players on the Lions. We're going to see. Maybe we can get like a. Maybe if Michael Thomas falls to us, we can go the Jameis Winston route. We could. This could be a team where taking Deshaun Watson. This could be a team where taking Deshaun Watson might be a play. I wouldn't get into like the exact percentage Stefanski said. Split work and practice, but they're going to get a ton of reps. Meanwhile, Stefanski. Brissett would serve as Cleveland starter signal caller in the event Watson is suspended. We know he's going to be suspended, just not for how long. Continues to weigh whether Watson violated the league's. God, this is crazy. At this time, there's no timetable for when her determination on the matter will occur. This is interesting. Where's Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper's gone. Joe. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know how this guy got experience badges. Is he throwing? Man, Killa, I wish you were in this draft, bro. I really do. I wish you could share this with me. This is insane. 3 quarterbacks of the same team back to back to back. I don't know what that guy's doing. Let's see. This is so weird. Elijah Moore, Drake London, Miles Sanders. This is gonna be odd. We're going to reach right here on Russell Wilson. And then we're going to go Elijah Moore. I can't continue to ignore this quarterback situation, this lobby. Obviously, we reached 5 picks on ADP, but when we've had every single quarterback go early. So I really do have to go Russell Wilson. It gives us a stack with Jerry Jeudy. So we do get the correlation, which will let's see where Tim Patrick goes because that puts us in the market for Tim Patrick and Melvin Gordon a little bit later on. Tim Patrick is going at 116, which he might fall to us, and then Melvin Gordon is gonna go. Did he already go? No, he's gonna go at 109. Which isn't really in our range. We could reach. Wow. Hopefully the draft after will be crazy. Yeah, I mean, if we can catch lightning in a bottle twice, that would be phenomenal. I just hope that you're at the opposite end of the draft with me. Sorry, I was seeing where my fiance was. This is crazy. I'm so glad we're streaming this one because the way this is shaking out is nuts. I think Kareem Hunt went super early too. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so another player that I need to get on is Kyle Pitts. I was severely underestimating him for the entire or up until now, to be honest with you. Do I even have any? Yeah, I have. Oh, I have 9%. Okay. Kyle Pitts is gonna have a league-breaking season. I really, it's very possible. He had six receptions per game last season, and I think around 60 yards a game with 1,000 on the season. And the only players to do that in their rookie season are players like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, OBJ. Like the company he's with is incredible, and you get that productivity at tight end. I know the situation he's going to be in this year is worse than it was last year, but he is going to be one more year, have one more year of experience in the league, and I really do think that he has the potential to break the league, and provide wide receiver upside at the tight end position, which is always what you're looking for. Which I think I think Darren Waller has potential to produce, but Kyle Pitts is primed to be one of the best tight ends that the league's ever seen. He was one of the best tight ends that the collegiate league has ever seen. And he came into the NFL and had a season that only reassured our suspicion. So we're going to keep an eye on him, and I feel like we'll be talking about him quite a bit for years to come. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see him going in the first or second round next year. Darren Waller, I'm so iffy on. I don't have a ton of exposure to him. Yeah, I only have 4.5%, so not a lot of exposure to Darren Waller. And I think it's a combination of the range he's in, because usually in the 5th and 6th round is when I start looking for a quarterback. So that's a reason I haven't been going with him. Derek Carr had top 5 total passing yards for last season, and he finished outside the top 10, which is that just shows you, and this is what we talked about a little bit or a lot on the quarterback rankings, is you basically now you need the rushing upside. And I think whenever I'm picking my players early, I'm trying to set myself up for that stack. I think stacks are extremely important for advancement rates in tournaments. So I really do try to set myself up for stacks in the future. And maybe that's why I don't go Darren Waller a whole lot, but I do think he has a lot of potential this upcoming year, and I think he has potential to provide wide receiver upside. Wide receiver upside for in the tight end position. I'm just starting to wonder if this Russell Gage is getting out of hand. I mean, he's 20 picks behind ADP, which we know his ADP is going to fall. The question is just how far. We're picking here at 96 and 97. 109 is Melvin Gordon. Oh. What do we want to do here? I'm taking the shot on Russell Gage. I know Julio's there now. 20 picks is a lot. I'm not interested in the Kansas City wide receivers without having. God, this is a weird draft. See, Melvin Gordon is really who I want right now. We have no exposure to CEH though, so we're gonna take him at a 10 pick value. And someone made a good point. Now you're obligated to do another draft just to see if we're missing something. Honestly, I've done probably 80 of these drafts now, and this is the first draft, especially after I had experience, that I'm just like absolutely shook. Like I don't know what is happening in this draft. We have a lobby full of people wilding out. I'm really hoping for Melvin Gordon to fall back to 120. Not very likely. I considered Chase Edmonds to try to go with the, and maybe I should have done Chase Edmonds and Melvin Gordon and reached on both of them, and then reached on Tua later. But like I don't like reaching that much. Russell Gage fell 20 picks due to the Julio Jones news, but we do know that Russell Gage is still going to have spike weeks. We do know that Russell Gage was still paid a crap ton of money to come to Tampa Bay. We still know that he's a deep threat, and we know that Tom Brady distributes the ball very well. So he's going to find Russell Gage. It's just a matter of how much. But as our wide receiver 4, we will take the upside there. CEH is a player that I absolutely hate taking. Let's see if that was the first time I took him. Yeah, I think that was the first time I took him. I think I vowed to not ever take him this year, and I just took him for the first time because he was at a 10 pick value, and I really didn't like the other options in that range. Yeah, so this is a very different team for us. We're still, yeah, Tim Patrick we're looking for on the come around. Let's try to do a little bit of preparation because this is such a weird draft. 120 to 121 is what we're looking for. We're looking in this Tim Patrick range, which is obviously who we are looking for on this team. We could double tap the running back position at this point. No, we're going to Tim. I mean, our ideal situation is to go Melvin Gordon, Tim Patrick, and just go all in on the Denver Broncos, and then I wouldn't be worried about having one quarterback. All right, I have a strategy, but we're gonna need a few things to shake out. So we're not gonna talk on it quite yet. I don't know. Melvin Gordon's not gonna make it to us. We're 11 picks away, so let's see what the board's looking like. We have Ken Walker, Ramondre Stevenson. We know that news is. Let's see if his ADP is shaken out yet. Oh God, Tony Pollard and Ramondre is your first two running backs. What are your wide receivers are looking dummy. Way too heavy on the wide receivers though. You don't need to go. Let's see this on the big board. Yeah, you don't need to go. What is that? 6 in a row. You don't need to do that. And then a seventh and his first 7 of 8 picks was wide receiver. You do not need to do that. Melvin Gordon does go, which we knew that was probable. All right. So we could get Njoku falling to us. So we could double tap Njoku and Deshaun Watson. They go in the exact same range, so that's kind of nice in the sense that if they're both available to us, we'll know that that's a potential stack. And what we could try to do is just overload on Denver at the wide receiver position. So Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, when we can, if we can. And then go with Deshaun Watson as our home run hitter for the second quarterback. That would be a wild team, but something that's worth noting is a lot of the league winning running backs from last year were all from committee running backs that we were unsure of clarity in the backfield. So obviously Elijah Mitchell was a amazing waiver wire pickup. Who else? I can't even think of it now. Let's see. Leonard Fournette and Rojo, we didn't know who was going to be there. That was Leonard Fournette was a league winner because you got a huge value on him. James Conner, we didn't know who the lead running back was going to be there, so you got a huge value on him. So my point is that a lot of the times, Tim Patrick goes, this is just falling apart. Wow. No value. Whew. Okay. We'll go Rashad. Not happy about it. Amon-Ra was a big league winner, which that was just a rookie that broke out, which is why I take a lot of rookies in my later rounds. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I want to do here. This is just a mess. We're going to, you know what? We're going to reach on. No, we're not. He could fall to us. We're going to stick with Christian Watson. Which is why I have such a large stake in Christian Watson as well. For the same reason that you just talked about, Killer Gorilla, with Amon-Ra. Because I think what happens is your league winner running backs come from uncertainty at the position leading into the season. So that's where you get your and that can include rookies like Brees Hall, Michael Carter. There's a little uncertainty there. Travis Etienne and James Robinson, if he were healthy. And then I think a lot of the value at the wide receiver position comes from these rookies or second-year players that really break out as young players. I have a lot of Michael Gallup. I was thinking about him there. Not really interested in Mecole Hardman. Devontae Parker was requested in the chat, but I can't reach to 140 with him unless you're talking about this next pick, which I will be looking for Devontae there. Our running backs are pretty set. I'm not really looking to take another one there. And like I said, I'm fine with going like Zach Wilson if I don't get Deshaun Watson. So I'm not looking for quarterbacks in this next round. I could grab a tight end. Let's see who's available. 144 and 145. We're looking at Devontae Parker, Jahan Dotson, KJ Osborne. Where is KJ Hamler's late, isn't he? KJ Hamler's very late. So we still can target him for the double stack at 192 or 3 in the 16th or 17th round. Justin Fields goes very late, I believe. No, he goes pretty close ADP. Weird team. And I've said this once, and I'll say it again. This is probably a good time to talk about it. I think it's human nature to, like, when you're having a draft like this, where this is clearly not the way I wanted this draft to go. Right? This is very odd. The lobby is giving us very weird looks. But when it starts to go sideways, don't give up. stay locked in and see what you can do, because we can do all the analysis we want. We can talk about fantasy football for months and months and months leading up to the year. But at the end of the day, there is a certain amount of luck involved in this. There is a certain amount of a lottery style. What am I trying to say? It really is luck of the draw at a certain point, right? It's a percentage of skill. You can set yourself up for success, but then there's also a percentage of luck that comes from injuries and coaching and matchups, and there is a bit of luck that ends up happening. So a lot of the times, especially when you're doing a lot of these drafts, stay locked in when it goes sideways, because that can be your random team where you're getting players you're not used to. And it gives you a little bit of exposure to players that you wouldn't normally have exposure to. And just in the event that your analysis was wrong, you do have you are diversifying your portfolio, not on purpose, but on accident. You're diversifying your portfolio to grab some players that you don't have a whole lot of stake in, and sometimes it could work out in your benefit, even though you don't mean it to. So even though it's not working out the way we want it to, with certain players, we're still trying to go for our stacks. We're still trying to grab the players that we see the upside in. So if it starts to go sideways, don't worry about it too much. Jameis Winston goes. Marlon Mack at 133. Jameson Williams is still available at 144. Jahan Dotson, Devontae Parker. Okay. What we're going to do here, this is for you. We're going to go Devontae Parker. Our next pick is not till 168, and there's a player that we want at 152. So we're going to go ahead and take, and he's kind of our last chance at a double stack other than KJ Hamler. We're going to go ahead and grab Alberto. So now we have a double stack with Russell Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Elijah Moore, Russell Gage, Christian Watson, Devontae Parker. I think Devontae Parker was actually a really good pick right here. So shout out to Killer Gorilla in the chat. Because of the other options that we had, Julio Jones goes in the 12th round. Wow. That's quite a reach on Julio. I saw him go yesterday in 15th, 16th round still. So he's starting to work his way up. And I'm really curious to see where Russell Gage settles out, to see if I even got a value here. Because I still think he does bring something to that team. His contract was pretty large. It was pretty substantial. 3-year, $30 million. Yeah, I mean, $10 million, 15 guaranteed. Like, that's a very solid contract. So they're gonna scheme him up. Julio Jones is a little bit threatening, but he's threatening for what? The four games he's available. But what I was saying was the other wide receivers that we had options for right here were young guys, unproven. Jameson Williams is kind of like a field stretching option. Jahan Dotson, I do like a lot, but he's younger. And I like younger wide receivers for league winning potential. But I think we already have some league winners on our team. I think Christian Watson is kind of that pick. And that's a bet that I made over and over and over again. So we'll see how that pays off. But Devontae Parker's the right pick there because we know what he is. I mean, he's going into a new situation with Mac Jones, but I think he's set up for success. I think he's in a better situation, honestly, because I think being the wide receiver 1 for Mac Jones versus being the wide receiver 1 for Tua is, you probably have a little bit. I think Mac is a little bit better than Tua is, especially for this upcoming year. So I like grabbing Devontae there because we know we'll get some points out of him there. And we took a little bit of a chance on our last 3 receivers. So having a rock in our wide receiver room is nice. We talked about what we're looking for in the next round, although he might have already gone. Yeah, the Deshaun Watson already goes. So Mac Jones is our new quarterback we're looking for here. We'll reach 1 pick on him, so I think we should be able to get him at 169. which I guess I could have went Hunter Henry there, but I do like having Alberto as a double stack with Russell Wilson. I'd rather have a double stack with Russell Wilson over a double stack with Mac Jones. So we could have done it a little differently, but I'm glad we didn't. Isaiah McKenzie, like, what is that? Is that the same guy who's 40 picks ahead of ADP? Like, this guy, dude. D-Hop, he got a huge value on D-Hop, though. Kareem, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Tua, Kirk, just like, wow. Weird. Do you worry about bye weeks for best ball? I don't know how. No, I never look at bye weeks. I don't look at bye weeks until the draft is over. I really don't, because if honestly, if all your bye weeks line up, that's fine. If your whole team is out on week 9, then you just lost week 9, and that's one of 17. I never look at bye weeks. I mean, like we see right here, week 9's looking a little iffy. Week 11 is looking a little iffy. All right. Ain't worried about it. Ain't worried about it. Did Mac Jones go? Mac Jones went. We are still looking for a quarterback. Let's see who's available. We have Ryan Tannehill, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield at 198, Carson Wentz, Davis Mills. You guys know I love shooting for the stacks. We have 6 wide receivers, 4 running backs. We really do need some more running backs, but it's not going to be right here. We have to take Jameson Crowder at 146 ADP. And I think what we're going to do here, is we're going to double tap the wide receiver position and go Nico Collins, because that will set us up for a potential stack at Davis Mills, which, obviously isn't the prettiest stack, but I think without getting Deshaun Watson there, we are going for a 4 quarterback build. So we're going to, or 3 quarterback build. So we'll go 3 quarterbacks and then 1 more running back. Because there was a stat that was shown that players that draft more than 5 running backs have a lot lower of an advance rate into the playoffs from their original league. So I do like stopping at 5 running backs, and then I'll usually use my. I don't like going over 8 wide receivers either, so I'll usually use that floater for either multiple tight ends or multiple quarterbacks. And in this situation, we're definitely going multiple quarterbacks. I got distracted, but we're looking at Davis Mills ADP. It was 206. Ugh. Man. I like the Nico Collins pick regardless, but I'm definitely not reaching on Davis Mills at 193. I will. I'd rather throw this draft away than reach on Davis Mills. So we'll just let it ride. I think we made up some value with this Jamison Crowder pick, because if we look where he should have gone, he should have gone at our last turn at 146. And he made it all the way back to us at 168. So we have to take that value. And I do really like Jamison Crowder as a player. I think he was extremely underrated even at New York. He's always produced in a very bad offense. So now he's stepping into Cole Beasley's role as a slot wide receiver in one of the best offenses in the entire league with one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league. Not my opinion, but some will say Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. So at 168, I'll take him all day long, and we'll take Nico. We're kind of out of potential stacks. Zach Wilson's gone even. And so this team is really just betting on the Denver Broncos with Alberto and Jerry Jeudy and Russell Wilson. We're betting on Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor to be our running back scores on a weekly basis. We're betting on Darren Waller being a wide receiver-like producer for our team at the tight end position. Our weakest spot, I guess, is obviously quarterback, but I'm okay with the quarterback position being only Russell Wilson right now, because the way the lobby worked out, there was no value at quarterback. So we reached on our one quarterback and then we stopped. And then we did a double stack with that one quarterback, and it's in a position. Russell Wilson's in a position to produce over the area in the draft that you're getting him at. So I think it's very possible Russell Wilson has a top 5 quarterback performance. I think in my ranking video, what did I have him ranked in my ranking video? I know Chris was pissed at me because I had him ranked behind Matt Stafford and Trey Lance. But just because we rank players lower than what their upside is, doesn't mean the upside's gone. Doesn't mean we don't believe in the upside. So, obviously, because honestly, in the top 10 quarterbacks, as far as ranking goes, any one of them with a little bit of rushing upside could be your quarterback one on the season. Any one of them. But you have to decipher which one you think has the best chance to get there. And in my opinion, I think Russell Wilson has a better season as far as where he takes his team. And I think you would prefer him if you were a head coach. But Trey Lance, I mean, his rushing upside is through the roof, and rushing touchdowns and yards count for more. So it feels weird to put Trey Lance, who we've never really even seen start consistently, above someone like Russell Wilson, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. But his upside's higher. Jimmy G might be a good last pick just in case he goes to Seattle. Maybe. KJ Hamler. I don't really want to take. We have to take a running back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Brian Robinson, and I'm just deciding between Baker and Ryan Tannehill. We know Baker's going to start for the Carolina Panthers. We know that. But we don't have any stacks. And Ryan Tannehill is the right pick here. That'll set us up to go potentially with Davis Mills as our last pick to get the stack with Nico Collins. We could float the idea of going Jimmy G just in case, because when we do punt the position that long, we are looking for that hidden upside. So Jimmy G is a fine pick. Does he go to Seattle though? That's my question. Because they're in the same division. The 49ers and Seattle's in the same division. Now, '49ers might trade him to the Seahawks just because they probably don't feel too threatened. We know what Jimmy G is, which is an average quarterback. But let me just pull something up here. 2022 quarterback. Oh, no. Quarterback fantasy rankings, maybe. No. Fantasy stats 2021. I didn't realize this, but Ryan Tannehill has been. He finished 12th overall last year. He finished 7th overall in 2020. And maybe this is the drop off. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill was 2020. In 2019 was at 21 overall, but I didn't realize he finished 7th overall 2 years removed and then 12th overall last year. Now, he doesn't have A.J. Brown, which is a huge hit, but he does have Treylon Burks, and I am pretty high on Robert Woods as well. So I don't think he gets back to 12, but maybe if he gets to 15, we'll be cool with that. Interesting. If we don't get okay, so Davis Mills does go. And you know what I heard rumors of actually is Jimmy G to Atlanta. I don't think that happens. I think that's just rumors. I think it kind of is what it is. Because they just got Marcus Mariota. They just got Desmond Ridder. And why would you trade for an average quarterback? But if we want to make a case for Marcus Mariota, go all the way back to, what is it, 2017? Maybe? Where was it? I swear I saw Marcus Mariota. No way, it's this far, right? Is he that old? Nah. Let's actually do this. Oh, he was Tennessee. 15 games. I mean, this is his best season. 3,400 passing yards and 340 rushing yards. And he does have the rushing upside. He's going to have some options as far as wide receiver goes. But he goes anyways. Doesn't matter. I think so. Teams are waiting for San Francisco to drop him. That's why he hasn't been traded, because teams will get him for nothing. Yeah, they definitely will. And he also got he's removed from an injury as well. So I don't think people want to be involved with that either. And I'm at the point where I don't even really want to go quarterback. Ryan Tannehill and Russell Wilson, they could do it for me. It's possible. If KJ Hamler is still available, then I'm going to go ahead and grab him. One sec. Oh. Yeah, we'll definitely go KJ Hamler if he's still available. And like I said, I'm really not rushing to get into a Mitchell Trubisky, Jimmy G situation. Although I will say, if KJ Hamler does go, then we'll probably consider Jimmy G and take that shot in the dark. We also could consider Cameron Brate, but you know, an extra tight end really doesn't do us a whole lot right here, and neither does a wide receiver. We doing another Best of Mania. I'm amped up after watching this craziness. Yeah, we'll get it. Do you know how to? Okay, so I think we just queue up at the same time, right? Like, how do we do that? Because I would be down to get into one with you right here. Okay. Dolchich. Okay, you can have him. I just like KJ Hamler fall. If we can get, yeah, okay, so we get KJ Hamler 26 picks behind ADP to give us the triple stack. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this team really didn't end up too bad. We have the entire receiving core for an offense that could potentially be the best offense in the league. So just to go over this draft one more time. Wild draft. We ended with a 2,700 projection. Again, if you're new to the channel, we don't weigh this projection too heavily, but we like to take note of it just for future reference. But crazy draft. Probably the craziest draft I've been in. Russell Wilson and Ryan Tannehill are our quarterbacks. We had a slight reach on Russell Wilson, but we had to. We had no choice with the way the draft was shaken out. Running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, CEH, Rachaad White, and Brian Robinson. So we get some rookie potential here as a running back depth. It's not really giving us any solid depth, but we don't need it with Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb. CEH could break out this year. I don't believe it, obviously, but it's possible since he was removed from a gallbladder injury at the beginning of last season. He lost 15 pounds on a 5'9" frame, which is quite a bit of weight. So he could have a resurgence to his career, and he's only like 23 or 24. So we can't count him out quite yet. Brian Robinson has potential if Antonio Gibson fumbles early in the season. He could take his spot. So Rashad White probably has some potential in the running game. And then our wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, Jerry Jeudy sack with Russell Wilson, Elijah Moore, Russell Gage. I'm interested to see where his ADP shakes out. Christian Watson, Devontae Parker, Jamison Crowder, Nico Collins, KJ Hamler as a double stack with Russell Wilson. Our tight ends are Darren Waller, and then Albert O is our triple stack with Russell Wilson. So I know some of you out there, especially people that are high on Denver, will actually love this draft. I feel like I blinked and it was over. I don't know what just happened, but we ended up. I think this is one of those drafts where experience really helped us out because we kept our cool and we did what we could to still put together a respectable team. But yeah, me too, Killa. I feel like I just got out of like a presentation or like a long test or something. Like my brain hurts. So if we're getting into one right now, which I think you're down, um, you have the upper hand because I'm frazzled. I'm frazzled. All right, Killa, you give me the word. Hold on. Timeout. 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 Let's do this. All right, give me the word. Give me a countdown or something. Go. Okay. Oh God, I hope you're in here. Are you in? Got one person. You better be in here. Give me the word. I can leave. We're in. Yep, there you are, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I need a water, and my water's downstairs, so I'm gonna get a beer. I see you, boy. I got another top 3 pick. It's kind of wild. All right, this is it. Last time we did this was with a Christopher, a different one of our subscribers, and I gotta remember to let the craziness begin. Yeah, I do too. I mean, what's our experience? We have one dude with an experience badge, so we could get some craziness. We could definitely get some craziness. On the clock, JT. I'm assuming. If he doesn't go JT, I will. All right. So we're going with Jonathan Taylor. He's got to be the thumbnail for this draft. Or for this video. It's got to be. 2 drafts in a row, Jonathan Taylor. Best Ball Mania format? Come on. You said let the craziest begin, so that's on you. Coors Light, sponsor me. Oh, you got a little bit of a value fall to you, too. If you guys aren't familiar, if you're just tuning into the stream, Killa Gorilla is in the chat. He's been asking to get into a draft with us. He's on the clock right now. I'm not going to say anything, but let's see what he goes with. Takes it all the way down. Goes Justin Jefferson. You have to. Justin Jefferson falls to pick number 5, which is only one pick behind where he normally goes. But a value's a value, and the earlier you are in a draft, the more a pick or two really matters. So having Justin Jefferson fall to 5 doesn't happen a whole lot. Not a huge value, but that is a nice little value. So we both get little values coming out the gate. We see Dalvin Cook go early. The craziness may be beginning. This might be. I'm going to change the title of the stream. I'm gonna change the title of the stream to craziest real money football drafts. I mean, I'm not lying. They're the craziest real money football drafts that we've had. It's possible, dude. It really is possible. I thought that about the one when Kirk Cousins went in the second or third round, but that was early in the channel's life. So maybe this one has a little potential to get some views. We have been getting traction, so all it really takes is that one video. Oh, I gotta remember to put my Underdog Fantasy referral link in the chat too. Nah, I probably shouldn't get into my account right now, but gotta remind me to do that. Since the Dalvin Cook pick, we've been pretty standard. Najee Harris goes a little bit early, but nothing too crazy. Eyebone. So this red badge, for anyone that's not familiar, means that you've been in 1,000 fantasy football drafts, Underdog Fantasy. I didn't even know Underdog Fantasy has been out for that long. I mean, this dude's probably getting into 500 every year for the past 2 years, 300 every year for the past 3 years. That's still crazy. He double JM Town at the 1-2 turn double taps tight end with Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. So the craziness does continue. We do got to keep an eye on the tight end position because when people go bully tight end with the top 2 tight end prospects for the year, I guess it's not a prospect, but as far as fantasy football goes, we'll call them prospects. When they double tap the position early on, we got to look out and make sure that the tight end value isn't getting eaten up. It's only one team, so we're not too concerned about it quite yet. But even with that one team, we still might see the tight end position get bumped up a little bit on the draft board as opposed to, or in comparison to their ADP. But it's not a lock. It really is just one team, but it's something to take note of. Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift. I like that start a lot. They really are. These are, I mean, these drafts have been crazy. And honestly, I needed this. I needed this after not drafting for what, a week, to hop in and get these 2 drafts back to back. This is the first one was nuts. We're still waiting to see how this one shakes out. This one has plenty of potential to be equally as crazy, to be honest with you. As long as we can benefit from it. I think 2 people advanced from this draft room to the playoffs. Why not be us? Why not? Killer Gorilla's on the board. He's in the chat at the same time, so let's see what he does here. He's got 8 seconds. He goes Debo Samuel. I like that. Right now, we're hoping that Saquon Barkley falls. He doesn't. I don't really. Okay, thank you. Tyreek Hill goes. We're going to go Javonte right here. We're going to go Javonte, and then we're going to look for a wide receiver unless we don't. Javonte is one of those players that has league-breaking upside, but isn't very exciting if Melvin Gordon is healthy for the entire year. If he gets a 70-30 split, then Josh Allen goes in the second round. We might be in for it again here, Killa. Alvin, yeah, we're in for it. We're in for it. What is happening? Okay, what do I want to do here? We're going to go T. Higgins this time. And I've talked about this before. I'll say it again. I really don't love. The reason I don't love picking at the 1, 2, 3 spots is I don't like the running backs and wide receivers that fall in the second and third round. Every time I'm picking in the second and third round, at this position in the draft, I always feel like, feel gross about it. I don't love it. I mean, they both have their upside. We've seen T. Higgins drop. Let's look into this a little bit while we got some time. Let's see. Let's go to the wide receiver position. Let's go to 2021. Where did Hunter Renfrow was 13th? My God. T. Higgins was 17. Okay. I was looking to see where T. Higgins finished last season. He finished with 1,000 yards, 110 targets. I mean, there's plenty of passing volume to go around. Bengals have a better offense this year than they did last. He had 6 touchdowns, so he's a good red zone target. He's still very young. It's definitely a case to be made. Who did I pass up? I wonder where Javonte finished. So last year's running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon, Najee, James Conner, Zeke, Chubb. Chubb finished at 7. Damian Harris. What? This is standard league. That's why. Leonard Fournette, Alvin Kamara, Cordero, Gibson, Chubb at 11. See, that's why Chubb goes at the 2-3 turn, because in standard leagues he's great, but the problem is he had 174 receiving yards on the entire season. That's why we don't go Damian Harris. Javonte finished 17th back to back with Melvin Gordon, and that was with a 50-50 split. That was with a 50-50 split. So if he gets a 60-40 split this year, we could see Javonte Williams move up to the 10th overall back. We could see T. Higgins make the leap from 17 to top 12. So we do have a good start here. Let's see what Killa's doing. Killa gets Nick Chubb at 29 overall. That is, I'm sure you're loving that. That's true. That is true. If Deshaun Watson's not there, or for the amount of time he isn't there, they are going to run it. They're going to run as much as they possibly can. So, no, I totally agree. Nick Chubb will definitely get some options. And honestly, he might get a little bit more receiving game with the Jacoby Brissett, just because he's going to be in there with this, like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to dump it off and get rid of the ball as fast as possible. And I think that's when Nick Chubb does get his receiving involvement, is when it's just a dump off. Let's see. Zeke goes early. We have Stroop going 4 wide receivers in a row, which is fine, but he's going to have to transition over to running back and quarterback here soon if he knows what he's doing. Ibone, the experienced badge guy, he's a start that you could tell he knows what he's doing. JM Town, I don't know if he knows what he's doing. We got Killa coming up here in the next pick or two. We're gonna take a look at who's gonna be available to us at the turn. Killa's on the clock at pick 44, and we have picks 47 and 50. So we'll look ahead to that. Cam Akers, it's a good pick. I'll take Travis Etienne if he makes it to us. Gabe Davis goes way too early as usual. We will definitely take Travis Etienne if he falls. He does fall. Wow. So we get Travis Etienne at the end of the 4th round. Gotta love that. So we go Etienne there, which means since we went 3 running backs in a row, I do want to go ahead and grab another wide receiver. Let's see. Let's look ahead a little bit. Yeah, I really don't love Allen Robinson. So we're going to go ahead and go Brandon Cooks. I thought about Darren Waller, but I feel like I'm drafting the same team, and we really do need a wide receiver right here. We started with 3 running backs in our first 4 picks. So we're going to be playing catch up with the wide receiver position for a little bit, which I'm okay with. Jalen Hurts goes really early, but that's because he has A.J. Brown. What did this team do? He went George Kittle and David Montgomery. That's fine. He started off very weird, though. Cooper Kupp, Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara. But then his 4th and 5th round picks were fine. Um, Nothing really else to note here. I thought about Metcalf. You could take him if you want. Yep. Coors Light sponsor, mate. Yeah, so you have a really good start to a team. Justin Jefferson, Debo, Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, DK Metcalf. Very solid team. I think what we're going to try to do here is we're going to go. Let me see before I say anything. I don't think you're going to be interested in Joe Burrow, so I don't really have a problem talking about it, but we're probably going to go Joe Burrow at 74 if we can, and then go a wide receiver at 71, and then we'll probably double tap wide receiver at 95 and 98. I think that's the play here. I'm sure Ibone is going to make a very respectable pick. Nothing too, yeah. Like he's just going with ADP. 40, 43, 57, 54, 33, 38, 16, 15, 9, 8. He's just going value. So, I mean, he's going to put together a very respectable team, but he's not in these tournament style drafts. You're really looking for the upside, and you're looking to create teams that haven't been built before. If you're chasing that number one overall $2 million prize, now the only thing is you don't want to get too out of pocket. Like you don't want to start just picking players crazy because you're trying to make a random team. Like because when you start doing that, you start reaching on players that other teams in the past have gotten values on. So like you would go ahead and waste a I don't know. Let's see. DJ Moore fell to 32. Wow. Like, let's just say you're trying to pick a crazy team, right? You're trying to switch it up at the 10th overall pick, and you go ahead and reach on Joe Mixon at 10 overall, and then Najee Harris falls you at 15. So you still have the same players. So even though you're like trying to reach and make these teams happen that you think haven't been made before, odds are someone in the past has made the same team just at a better value. So you got to be careful when you're trying to make too different of a team. You don't need to make every pick crazy. You can just pick one or two pairings here and there that are a little different. You don't need to just start reaching on everybody. And the other thing is, if you're in a lobby like we were in last lobby or even this lobby, you're gonna have values fall to you. Like I had Travis Etienne fall to me at 47, which that's quite a whiles behind his ADP. So sometimes the lobby will pick they'll give you opportunities to make crazy teams on their own. Now some lobbies are more structured than others. Like on in lobbies with more experienced players, you're gonna have drafters taking players at their value. So you're gonna have to reach if you want to make unique teams in lobbies like that. But in wild lobbies, just take the value. They'll make the crazy team by themselves. Now, James M. Reed has Josh Allen already. No way he takes Joe Burrow, right? No way. I'm going to guess who's Killer going to take? Elijah Mitchell, solid pick. Joe Burrow. Oh my God. Okay, Joe Burrow goes. Joe Burrow goes. Who are we looking for now? Hmm. I gotta look at your team so I can snipe them. I'll go AJ Dillon. I might go. I might try something a little different. I might go AJ Dillon. And since we're getting a lot of value falling to us at running back, pretty much the entire way, other than Javante, we're in a position where we could just not take another running back. Hunter Renfro goes. I'm just looking to see who do I want? I think because of we're gonna go Drake London. We're gonna give that rookie a shot. The number one wide receiver taken in this past year's draft. I think the 8th overall pick. I was looking at DeAndre Hopkins as well because what I'm looking at right now is I'm trying to make up a little bit of time in the wide receiver room. So I want to pick players that are out of value, and Drake London could potentially be out of value because he's a rookie, and DeAndre Hopkins is at a value because he's missing the first 6 games, and we're really looking for the productivity at the end of the year come tournament time. So that's probably how we're going to structure the rest of our wide receiver room. I have no plan for quarterback or tight end yet. I have no plan for quarterback or tight end. Trey Lance, very nice. Stack with Debo and Elijah, you get the correlation there, even though Elijah's not a pass catching running back. A correlation is still nice because, especially with the Trey Lance, where Trey Lance is not only taking, he kind of does like rushing quarterbacks do kind of stack with your running backs because when you have Trey Lance taking goal line touches, if you have Elijah Mitchell, you guarantee that you get that goal line touchdown. Whereas if you just had Trey Lance and not Elijah Mitchell, you could have Elijah Mitchell take the touchdown from Trey Lance in the rushing game. So there is a correlation more so when you have a rushing quarterback than when you have a throwing quarterback. So I really do like your team looks really good right now. It does look very good. And I like the way that I like how you went double wide receiver, then doubled up on running back. I think people get too caught up in the wide receiver hype. Like this guy over here is wilding out. 5 picks in a row at the wide receiver position. Goes Kyler for the Marquise Brown stack, and then he goes another wide receiver. So this guy's going like you can't go that many wide receivers because you only have 4 wide receivers that can potentially count towards your week every single week. So you're picking 2 bench wide receivers when you go this many wide receivers, and you don't have a starting running back. And then you go tight end. Like this guy's getting way too carried away. So you knew that wide receivers were valuable, but you also didn't discount the running back position. Then you went for a stack. So this is a team that I would definitely look to build if I was in your position as well. So it's looking good. Looking good. Being a red experience badge, you would think that this guy heard the news on Russell Gage. Apparently not. He only takes him 5 picks behind where his ADP is, which is definitely not going to be a value once his ADP shakes out with the Julio Jones news. So I think that was a mispick there, but that's all right. Kayla goes Brandon Ayuk. He's been all in on the 49ers right now, so I do like that strategy. I mean, you saw me do it last draft, but I think that if you are betting on a team that's really good, it's a good idea to just go for the triple stack. Let's see. Christopher Davis, you are reading my mind. I have 2 players in mind. Chris Olave was one of them. The question is, do I pass on him right now? And the answer is no, because I have a plan. I have a plan. I'm good on. I don't need a running back, and I'm definitely not taking Damian Harris after the news with Ramondre Stevenson. I don't need Matthew Stafford. I don't have the stack. I'm not looking for a stack with Van Jefferson. So once I take this next pick, we're gonna know who I'm targeting. We're obviously targeting Ryan Tannehill at this point. And this is going to be another structure where we're going all running backs and wide receivers early, and then we're going to triple up on. We'll probably triple up on quarterbacks and tight ends. So we are going to go with that Tennessee Titan build if we can. The only problem with that plan is that Ryan Tannehill is going to be picked. His ADP is 2 picks ahead or 4 picks ahead of where we're going to pick on that turn. Or I guess it's only 3 picks. So if we don't get him, that's kind of a wash. But at the same time, with these tournament drafts, you really got to just go for it. You got to assume everything's going to work out. Yeah, no, Killa, you did a good job at just taking the value. You really did. And that's what we were saying earlier is in these drafts that have wild takes, sometimes you just got to take the value. And I do like that you have the triple stack. That's probably what you were talking about when you said you didn't mean to, but it's kind of the idea of what we did last draft with the Denver Broncos. Chris, if you didn't see the first draft of the stream, absolutely crazy. Craziest draft I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And we accidentally went super Denver heavy. So I know you'll like that one. You're smashing Traylon Burks the rest of the year, Chris. Chris says his catches in camp are looking strong. Rookie of the year? Question mark. I'm smashing him rest of camp. And the thing about Traylon Burks is he looks extra good on this team because we've talked about it a little bit. But when we're falling, we went super running back heavy in the first few rounds. So when we're looking to make up a little bit of headway at the wide receiver position, I do like taking those high value rookies as my third and fourth wide receivers. Yeah, look, Chris. I had to grab a beer after that first one. Stressed me out. Stressed me out. I don't know what happened. I blinked and it was over. I blinked and it was over. Don't know what happened. All right, so we're coming up here at the turn. We still have a chance of getting. We still have a chance of getting some respectable quarterbacks, and I probably should grab a quarterback right here. Obviously, there's a stack that I'm looking to grab, even with the most recent news. But I'm not going to throw it out there just in case Killa's looking at him. I doubt he is. He's got his stacks pretty set, but we'll hold this one close to the vest. Which running back should I take? Let me look. Cordero or Rashad White? Cordero. If Cordero goes, you're between Rashad White and Ronald Jones. I think that Madison has the highest upside for sure. Ronald Jones is your safest bet between those three, and Rashad White is kind of in between, which you don't really need safety when you have the 3 running backs that you have. So you could chase the upside with Alexander Madison or Rashad White, but if Cordero's there, I feel like you got to go him. That's my gut. Oh, Chris, were you here when I showed you my exposure to John Mechie? It's embarrassing. He goes Christian Watson. Okay, I kind of like this actually. We're gonna reach a little bit. We're gonna reach a little bit, but we have a plan here. Justin Fields over Aaron Rodgers. I know. We're going with the stack. We need a quarterback and a tight end, so why not stack them? Get some correlation going, and then we'll shoot for 3 quarterback build. We do have Travis Etienne, so we could be looking at Trevor Lawrence if he falls to us at 143. Because I was actually shocked, and I did talk about this a little bit in the ranking videos, but I was shocked to see how high. I mean, 22 is not obviously not good, but with the abysmal season he had to still get to 22 over players like Jared Goff and Tua. Although I don't think Tua played. No, Tua only played 13 games. Trevor Lawrence played all 17. Okay, that's why. That's why. So he's the lowest player that got the 17 games. But he does have rushing upside. He is 31, but when you're comparing him to the options that he's around and the involvement that he has to have in that offense because they have nobody, he'll still be used plenty. I t- and I okay, so I do have exposure to Nico. I do have a decent amount, especially in the super flex drafts, believe it or not. But do you want to see? Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. It hurts. It hurts. All right, let's get an update on Killer Gorilla here. Cordero and Rondale Moore. I like that. Rondale Moore has very high upside. Very high upside. Especially when you can get him in this range. I feel like I usually take Michael Gallup in that range because I think Michael Gallup is in the same boat. I think the upside that both of those players have are pretty comparable. But I personally think that Michael Gallup is in a little bit better of a situation once he comes back from injury. It's just a matter of when he comes back from injury. But he will be the wide receiver 2 overall. Whereas Rondale Moore will be the wide receiver 2 for the first 6 weeks. But once D Hop comes back, he'll really just be a deep threat. Whereas Michael Gallup is going to be the wide receiver 2 for the entire year. Although I know that's not the most common take. I know a lot of people are pretty low on Michael Gallup. Um, and I honestly don't know why. Yeah, Ouch is right, Chris. Ouch is right. All right. I'm pretty balanced at this point, so I can just be looking at some values here. Moore's going to wide receiver 1 first 6 weeks. Really? You think over Marquise Brown? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, Amon Ra was a league winner last year in the later rounds, but I was picking John Mechie in like the 17th and 18th round, so it's not taking those teams out by any of the stretch of the imagination. But if he worked out, then I would have had a lot better odds than my current situation. But those teams are definitely not dead by any stretch of the imagination. I should have figured out who I'm targeting here. Kind of just winging it today. Winging it. my God. Who do we want? I know who I want. Definitely want Jahan Dotson, that's for sure. Hunter Henry goes. That was a player I was looking at taking for the potential Mac Jones stack a little bit later. All right. We go Trevor Lawrence. I don't think that Trevor Lawrence just comes out of this season as this, this insane quarterback that is going to produce at a high level, but due to the fact that we have Travis Etienne on this team, he's a younger quarterback still. He's in a better situation this year than he was last. He still has the rushing upside. I do think he has a lot of receiving volume go to Travis Etienne just because they played together their entire college career. So I do like going with him here. I do think his upside is a lot higher than a lot of these guys coming later. The guys coming later are a lot older, and we know what they are. Trevor Lawrence still has that spike potential. But I'm setting up a stack later on that I tried to set up last draft. Killa might know what I'm talking about. Probably not, though. I do think I'm in a situation to stop at 4 running backs if need be. So we'll see how this all shakes out. Nico Collins was going in the 18th round for a while. Carter. Which Carter are you talking about? You talking about Michael Carter? Killa goes Carter. Carter could have a big role if he outplays. Forget to read these sometimes. All right, let's check in on Killa. What's he doing? Rondale, Darrell Henderson, Damian Pierce. Yeah, it's fine. Boring, but fine. Although you have Cam Akers already. I'm not a huge fan of doubling up in the running back room and taking your own handcuff because I think you're limiting your upside because I think it's either going to be one or the other. That's the only comment I have on that because I was doing the same thing earlier on, but I haven't been doing that lately. You got Damian Pierce. Killer Gorilla says you got Damian Pierce at a 20 pick value. Damn. But you have 6 running backs now, so you are done. You're done. Yeah, you got tempted into that running back pick. It was a value, but I don't know if you needed it. Oh shit. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 1. Oops. We have 5 more picks. Jamison Crowder is falling. And Chris, I feel like you would be the guy to know if I missed something, but is there news on Jamison Crowder that I'm missing? That's he has to outplay Marlon Mack and honestly he has a great chance to. Marlon Mack's contract is weak. and he is removed. He's coming off an injury. I have been drafting Marlon Mack, but I think Damian Pierce has plenty of potential to take Marlon Mack's starting position. My only thing is you have 6 running backs, which is not necessarily the league-winning build. Deshaun Watson does go that. I was trying to go with that again, which we obviously did not end up. I was trying to go Njoku and Deshaun Watson at the turn. Okay, is the news that Isaiah McKenzie is playing over? Is he playing over Jameson Crowder in the slot? Is that why? First day of training camp is bringing out a lot of these very positive takes. Oh, I forgot I was taking Ryan Tannehill. What am I doing? Got lost in the sauce. Although I think he reached on him. Yeah, he reached 20 picks. I'm not doing that. What is this guy doing, bro? Josh Allen in round 2. Let's look at his draft. Cooper Kupp pick 1, Josh Allen pick 2 in round 2. Alvin Kamara in the first pick of round 3. Damian Harris, even though he's a backup now. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, this guy's wilding. I'm kind of glad that he took Ryan Tannehill, because if he fell to me at pick 191 and I already had 3 quarterbacks, I'd be pissed. That's kind of surprising, though. Isaiah McKenzie, Gallup said he won't be ready. Yeah, we knew that. Flashing early chemistry with Dak. McKenzie growth as a route runner has stood out during Buffalo's first 4 training camp practices while he sees extra reps in place of injured veteran wideout. Injured veteran wideout. Jameson Crowder's not a wideout. McKenzie saw limited opportunity as the Bills' 5th leading receiver last year, hauling in 20 to 26 targets for 178 yards. However, this did include a breakout performance in Week 16 with Patriots. 11 passes, 125 yards. Former slot Cole Beasley. I don't know if that's enough to take him over Jameson Crowder, though. He was drafted on the Redskins or what are they, Commanders? Chance of injury in 2022, 90% chance. Oh, that's to miss 2 quarters. Yeah, of course. All right. This is not what I was looking for. Or is it? January 2022, leg calf strain. Crowder aggravated the calf issue at sideline in week 16, 17. Okay, so maybe that's why. I think Jameson Crowder is a better receiver, though. Jameson Crowder, Bills. I keep almost knocking this beer over. So this is 11 hours ago. Knew they would have. However, Zay McKenzie has had other plans. So far, McKenzie has looked excellent his training camp and has been with the starters almost every practice prior to Wednesday practice offensive coordinator. One of the reasons McKenzie has been able to spend so much time. Yeah, it's because Chamber. Yeah. See, it's like Isaiah McKenzie is playing with the starters, but it's because Jamison Crowder's injured. So obviously the backup's going to run with the starters. Jamison Crowder, come season time, is going to be the slot receiver. It's got to be. All right, so what round are we in? We're in 16. We got 3 more picks. We need 2 tight ends. We're taking a wide receiver. I don't even know if we take a wide receiver. Kill a gorilla. Kill a gorilla. Yeah, 90% chance of getting injured. Eesh. Yeah, over Crowder, it seems. I wonder what Ezekiel's percent chance of getting injured is. Now that he's at the what is it, 1,500 carry mark? 3 tight end, 2-2-1. Hopefully this guy doesn't take my tight end. Kayla. Oh, Gorilla goes Cameron Brate. So I thought. Oh, you took Njoku. That's all right. Watson wasn't available. If Watson was available, I would have been pissed. He goes Evan Ingram. Cool. That's who I wanted. We'll go McKissick for a little bit of spike week potential here. McKissick's one of those players that he's not going to ever have a starting role. He's never going to be a workhorse, but he does have the opportunity to give you some spike weeks, which I do like. We have 2 more picks, so these are going to have to be on tight ends. I really give myself no choice here. Logan Thomas goes far ahead of ADP. So we're taking Braven Jordan. Another very interesting team. A lot of young quarterbacks with rushing upside. Between the 3 of them, I think they can get it done. The thing about this team is there's really not any stacks. I mean, we do have a double stack with Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Marvin Jones. So we have a stack with Justin Fields and Cole Kmet. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to get Wan'Dale Robinson there, but I don't have enough spots on my roster to take 2 tight ends and Wan'Dale Robinson. The thing that's interesting about this team is the running back situation looks really good. The wide receiver position, we went and tried to make up our wide receivers. We passed on wide receiver for the first few rounds, so we tried to make it up with rookies. So we have a lot of high draft pick rookies. So if one of these guys hits, our wide receiver room will be looking really good. What if I go Gronk? Ooh. It's possible he comes back. It's very possible. No plans to play this year. Right. Heard that before. See, because I'm looking at Mo Alley Cox. I'm looking at Trey McBride. I'm looking at Greg Dulcich. Let's see if we can find that again. Like, what was that website? I've never even seen that. Oh, it's a Draft Shark website. All right, how do I look this up? Saquon. Wait, how did I find that? Injury history. Here we go. 82%. That's pretty high for someone that is 25 years old. Oh, my dogs went out. Hi, guys. Oh. I could go like Byron Pringle to get a double stack with. Oh, no, I can't. I have to go. I have to go tight end. It is better than Crowder. That's kind of weird though, because it's the percentages to miss 2 weeks, which like I feel like that's not. I think a lot of players miss 2 weeks. Do you go quarterback or wide receiver? Honestly, wide receiver. I think you go wide receiver here. Yeah, you definitely go wide receiver. In my opinion. Just a matter of which one you take. Wait, did someone go Mo Ali Cox? Oh my god. Do I even like? I don't think I can just ride it out with Cole Kmet and Braven Jordan. All right, if you're in the chat, tell me what tight end to take. I have horrible options. Greg Dulcich, Jonnu Smith, Trey McBride, Tyler Conklin, Adam Troutman, Rob Gronkowski, Ricky Seals Jones. I might go. Hold on. Kirk apparently is playing slot. Who? Christian Kirk? I'm going Ricky Seals Jones. Oh. Christian Kirk is playing slot. What? That is so weird. And then Zay Jones is running. Wow. That is really weird. I feel like Christian Kirk's skill set is not the slot. I feel like Zay Jones fits the slot way better. I don't know. All right. So, just to recap this draft, we'll open it back up so we can recap Killers as well. But our draft is Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones, young guys with rushing potential or rushing upside. Our running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne, AJ Dillon, JD McKissick. Travis Etienne stacked with Trevor Lawrence. Wide receivers are T. Higgins, Brandon Cooks, Drake London, Traylon Burks, Robert Woods, Jahan Dotson, Marvin Jones double stacked with Trevor Lawrence, Cole Kmet stacked with Justin Fields, Braven Jordan, and then Ricky Seals Jones stacked with Daniel Jones. Very weird team. And then if you guys were not here for the last draft, we'll go over that. Oh, wait. My bad. My bad, Killa. Let's look at Kills real quick. All right, Killa's team ended up being Trey Lance and Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Running backs are Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, Elijah Mitchell, Cordero, Darrell Henderson, and Damian Pierce. Wide receivers are Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, Rondale Moore, Alec Pierce, Sterling Shepard. Tight ends are Dallas Goedert, David Njoku, Cameron Brate. The only thing about your team that I don't like is these last two running back picks. I think what would have been a better option is to go, instead of like obviously I don't know. Hindsight's 2020 because if you knew Damian Pierce was getting to you at 149, you probably wouldn't have picked Darrell Henderson as a handcuff um, to your own running back. And obviously, we're looking back now, but if you went Julio Jones here and still got Damian Pierce, ended with 5 running backs instead of 6, and then you would have not been forced to take someone like Sterling Shepard at the end. You would have had Julio Jones, and even if you went with Sterling Shepard at the end, you could have either went 8 wide receivers or 3 quarterbacks and still had your Damian Pierce. But obviously, you're not going to know that he's going to fall that far to you. So hindsight is 2020. I think that's the only downfall to this team. I do like Alec Pierce as well because he's, especially with Julio not going, because I know Indianapolis was a potential target for Julio with Matt Ryan there. A lot of people think he was going to go there. Now it's confirmed that Julio's not going to Indianapolis, so that adds value to Alec Pierce as well. So I do like Alec Pierce, but I think Julio would have been really good there. But the thing about Julio is that he's still shaking out too. Like I don't think he's settled where he's going to end up getting drafted for the rest of the off season. But yeah, I do like our picks. You have 2,800 as your projection. My projection is 26-6. Again, I don't really weigh this a whole lot, but that's our second team. The first team is Russell Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, CEH, Rashad White, Brian Robinson at running back, Tyreek Hill, Jerry Judy Sack with Russell Wilson, Elijah Moore, Russell Gage, Christian Watson, Devontae Parker, Jamison Crowder, Nico Collins, KJ Hamler, double sack with Russell Wilson. Then we have Darren Waller, and then Albert O is a triple sack of Russell Wilson. So 2 very good drafts back to back. Very wild. Very wild. I'm glad we had a little bit of an audience to watch that because that was the craziest draft day that I've been a part of. I really do appreciate you guys coming out to the channel and checking it out. Do drop a like if you did like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already and ring the bell so you can get into the lobby in the chat with us while we're live. And maybe when we start to get more regular viewers, we wait maybe 10 minutes before we start up some drafts. So that'll give you guys the opportunity to get into the first draft with us before we get started. One more check on the chat before we head out of here. Killer Gorilla says, I don't understand how Team 1 is projected more than us. That's why I don't do the projection thing. I just don't. Like, this team is... Oh, no. This is bad. Higher projections worse. Right? Or is this projected points on the season? This seems horrible. His wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Lockett, Chase Claypool, Jacoby Myers, Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's not, I mean, what are your 3 wide receiver options that are going to count towards your score? And maybe he's projected so many more points because he has 3 solid quarterbacks, but that doesn't really help you out. Only one of your quarterback scores can count. I don't know what this I thought this was projected like ranking. I thought higher was worse. I'm pretty sure higher is worse. This guy's rated 2.476. Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Rashad Penny, Chris Evans, Jerick McKinnon, Zamir White, Jamar Chase, Gabe Davis, Alan Lazard. Yeah, it's got to be worse. Yeah, Kamara's going to be suspended for probably 4 to 6 games. So, all right. But anyways, I'm going to go eat some chicken fajitas. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out. If you haven't already signed up for Underdog Fantasy, I know you two have, but if you haven't already signed up for Underdog Fantasy, go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use code FFX54. It's above my head and down at the bottom. And you throw that in there, I get an extra $10 to get into some of these drafts, and it supports me. You guys get a match at 100% at any deposit from $10 to $100. So if you put $10 in, you get $10 for free at the same instant. Chris Davis says I was picked last place every team last year. I got first place, 14 out of 21. Projections are a joke. But yeah, I read them out, but I agree. The projections are whack. They never really like. I'll have a team that I feel really good about, and the projection's horrible. Then I'll have a team that I feel horrible about, and the projection's good. So I really don't. I don't pay attention to them. But again, I hope you guys have a good night. Do something productive. Have some fun. Enjoy your whatever you're having for dinner. I'm excited for these fajitas. But I am getting the tight end ranking video out next, so that'll probably be a little more limited. I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes. Hours a little bit too long to edit and to watch. So we'll try to get it down to 30 minutes and maybe do the top 12. So expect that to come out early next week, probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to work on it here on the weekend, but until then, everyone have a great weekend, have a great night, and I'll see you Monday or Tuesday. Peace out.